Have you ever felt like you have all the potential in the world, but something just keeps holding you back? If so, then this story is for you. In a quiet little town, there lived a boy named John. He was brilliant, the kind of kid who could solve complex math problems in a flash and understand difficult concepts faster than anyone in his class. His teachers were constantly amazed by his intelligence. John had a big dream. He wanted to become a doctor. He pictured himself in that white coat, saving lives, and making his family incredibly proud. With his sharp mind and clear ambition, his path to success seemed almost guaranteed. But John had a secret enemy, one that lived inside his own head. He couldn't control his mind. Whenever he sat down to study, his thoughts would scatter like leaves in the wind. He'd pick up his phone, telling himself, just for a minute, but that minute would stretch into an hour of scrolling through social media or getting lost in a YouTube rabbit hole. He would daydream about his future as a famous doctor, enjoying the fantasy of success without putting in the hard work required to achieve it. A small voice of guilt would sometimes whisper, "John, you really should be studying." But he'd brush it aside, thinking, "Relax, there's plenty of time. I'll do it later." Of course, later never seemed to arrive. His parents saw the warning signs and tried to guide him. His teachers would tell him, "John, talent is nothing without effort." But he didn't listen. He was convinced that being smart was his superpower, that success would just naturally find its way to him. Then came the day of the school scholarship exam results. John was radiating confidence. He had no doubt he would win the scholarship, seeing it as the next logical step on his journey to medical school. But when he saw the results posted on the notice board, his world came crashing down. He had failed. What stung even more was seeing the names of his friends on the list, the same friends who studied consistently day in and day out. They had all done incredibly well. The teachers who once sang his praises now looked at him with a silent, heavy disappointment. That evening, John sat alone in his room, the silence amplifying the weight of his failure. He stared at his textbooks, and tears of regret streamed down his face. He finally understood it wasn't a lack of intelligence that held him back. It was the countless hours he had wasted. In that moment of painful clarity, a powerful truth hit him right in the heart. Being smart isn't enough. Without discipline, intelligence means nothing. From that day forward, John made a solemn promise to himself. He was going to change. He needed to train his mind, build focus, and master the art of discipline. He started looking for a mentor, someone who could guide him not just in academics, but in the battle for his own thoughts. His search led him to Coach Isaac, the school's physical education teacher. Coach Isaac was a legend at the school, known not just for his physical strength, but for his unshakable mental discipline. It was said that under his guidance, even the most scattered and unfocused students transformed into models of self-control. John gathered his courage and approached him one afternoon. "Coach," he said humbly, "I need your help. Every time I try to study, my mind just jumps from one thing to another. How can I learn to focus?" Coach Isaac smiled, a knowing and kind smile. "John, controlling the mind is one of life's greatest challenges. But it's a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned. Come, I'll show you something." He led John to the playground and pulled out a simple toy bow and arrow. He set up a target at a distance and said, "If you can hit the center of this board, I'll know you're focused." John took aim, trying his best to concentrate, and released the arrow. It missed the target completely, flying wide into the field. The coach asked him a simple question: "What were you looking at when you shot the arrow?" John replied, "Well, I saw the trees behind the target, the clouds in the sky, the grass on the field, and the board." Coach Isaac shook his head gently. "That's your problem. You're looking at everything at the same time. A great archer sees only one thing, the target. Nothing else exists." He looked at John intently and continued, "Your mind is the same way. It's busy with everything: your phone, social media, random daydreams. If you want to hit your target in life, then when it's time to study, your goal must be the only thing in your sight." Those words struck John like a bolt of lightning. He finally understood. His failure wasn't because he wasn't smart. It was because his focus was scattered everywhere. "Coach," John asked, his voice filled with newfound hope, "how can I become more disciplined? Where do I even start?" Coach Isaac smiled again. "I'll give you 4 simple rules. Follow them religiously, and your life will change." Rule number 1: control your thoughts. Whenever your mind starts to wander, consciously bring it back. Tell yourself, this is my study time. I must focus now. The more you practice redirecting your thoughts, the stronger your mental muscle for concentration will become. Rule number 2, make a routine. Plan your day. Decide exactly when you will study, when you will rest, and when you will relax. Your mind thrives on structure. Once it learns your schedule, it will begin to follow it automatically. Rule number 3, remove all distractions. Your phone, the TV, and those addictive apps are stealing your future 1 minute at a time. When it's time to work, put them away. Keep them out of sight. Every minute of pure focus is a direct investment in your dream. And rule number 4, practice every single day. Discipline isn't built in a day. It's built day by day. It's about small, consistent improvements that compound over time into massive results. John nodded. A fire of determination ignited within him. He finally had a plan. He felt ready to take back control of his life. From that day on, John became a different person. He followed the coach's advice with unwavering commitment. He created a strict routine. His phone was switched off and placed in another room during study hours, and he constantly reminded himself of his ultimate goal: I will become a doctor. It wasn't easy. At first, his mind fought back. Old habits whispered temptations in his ear, and his focus would slip. But every time he felt himself drifting, he remembered Coach Isaac's powerful analogy. The mind is like a wild horse. If you don't control it, it will drag you wherever it wants. But if you train it, it will carry you to your destination. Slowly but surely, things began to change. His ability to concentrate grew stronger. He could study for hours, completely absorbed in his work. His grades started climbing, and with them, his confidence was restored. A few months later, John faced another major exam. This time, he didn't just pass. He achieved the highest score in the entire school. As his name was called on stage to receive his scholarship, the auditorium filled with applause. But John's eyes were searching for just one person in the crowd. He found Coach Isaac, who gave him a proud, knowing nod, as if to say, "You did it." John realized in that moment that true success isn't born from raw talent alone. It's forged in the fires of discipline, focus, and consistent daily effort. John's story teaches us some timeless lessons. First, talent is not enough. Discipline is the bridge that connects your potential to your achievement. Second, focus is your superpower. When your eyes are locked on your goal, all distractions fade into the background. Third, routine builds success. What you do every day is what ultimately shapes who you become. And finally, your mind is your greatest tool. Train it, master it, and it will take you anywhere you wish to go. From that day forward, John lived by a single, powerful principle. Train your mind with discipline, and success will follow you. So, if you ever feel your mind wandering or your motivation slipping, remember John's journey. Start small, be consistent, and never lose sight of your goal. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that inspire and empower. Until next time, stay focused, stay grateful, and keep moving forward.